Good evening, you guys, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all my weirdos and writers out there. It is Friday, April 18th. It's been a long week for me. I actually, tell you the truth, guys, I almost forgot I had to stream today. We've been so busy with my grandfather's birthday, which 98 years old, went off without a hitch. He's so popular. There's so many cards. We had so many people over. It was fun. It was wonderful, but my mother and I are exhausted. On top of all that, with having guests and having company stay with us, I was working and trying to get things done. And I've just been so gung-ho that honestly, about 3 o'clock, I was like, oh yeah, don't I live stream today at 5 o'clock? So I am just in the middle of work already, and I'm just going to keep going with what I've been working on. So I am doing the reaction video with the new reaction channel with Cora. And in the meantime, along with doing the background information of the background recording and everything and editing of the reaction video, which I did finish. Got it all finished. I just have to watch it, and we'll have it set and ready. We're going to record part 2, I believe, Monday night. I have finished the first half of the picture videos, which is going to preempt the reaction videos. We're not going to launch the channel for a couple months simply because we want to be able to build up a lot of stuff in the background, which is why I've been doing a lot of work. I don't mind doing it. It's been keeping me busy on top of looking for a job and just helping mom around the house. It's been nice to be home. It's been nice to get stuff done, and we'll see how it goes. But right now I am working on collecting pictures from episode 4 for the picture video. The 2 things I have to do that I need to plan on doing tomorrow. I can't do while I'm live streaming because they're voiceovers, and I have to literally do the voiceover for the first pictures for episode 1, and then do the final watching of the reaction video. So that is what's going on here. I'm exhausted, you guys, so please forgive my energy level for being a little bit low. It is, I believe, a full moon. No, full moon was last week, but we have happy Good Friday to all of you, and happy Easter to all of you that celebrate. I have the Easter bunny came early for me, and I have my Cadbury eggs, where if those of my friends in the UK, if you don't have these, I'm pretty sure you do, because Cadbury was a UK company before it became American. Have the eggs changed? Yes. Kind of like how Twinkies changed when they were purchased and taken over by Hostess, I think. Cadbury eggs did change. The inside of them, the cream inside, is not the same that it used to be. Am I complaining all that much? No. Am I happy the Easter Bunny came? Yes. So on that note, we're just going to jump into a 10-minute sprint, and I'm going to get my, I'm either going to be naming videos from my list or screenshotting videos. And for Amy, also, for any of my writer friends, I have 2 clients that might pop in for a reading. I told them they are welcome to pop into the lives for a reading if they need one, because, just time scales and everything else. Things have gotten crazy for everybody. I told you by June, things were going to pick up for those that were of good karma, and I can already see it happening in full momentum. So for a lot of people. On that note, guys, we're gonna start with a 10-minute sprint. If you're new here and you're curious, I hope you watched the opener. If not, watch the opener. It explains everything that we do here, the setup, the everything. So it just saved us time from having to explain it every single stream. So we're gonna add this. I believe it's already added. Yep, we're gonna add this, and I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. In 3, 2, 1. And don't forget to mute yourself. And that's the end of that sprint. All right. So welcome back, everybody. I was able to get a couple more pictures. I've decided I'm just going to screenshot and do naming for later. There is a little something I'm going to share with everybody. Two things, actually. Number one, if you see me running off, I have to change a Band-Aid. I did somehow slice my finger pretty well, actually, prepping for all of the get-togethers. But I'm about to show you what I was prepping and what my contribution to my grandfather's 98th birthday party. And what I'm about to show you, I did it all by hand. So I'm going to, actually, we're going to do this real quick. Let me see if I can set this up in a way where you guys can see it. So that'll work. Okay, so we're going to go this way. We're going to add to stage. So this is just a little TikTok of the charcuterie board that I made. And I muted the site because of copyright for music. But the little rosebuds that you see in the picture and this tray, I put it all together myself. My mom bought all the ingredients, and we had mango strips, we had apricots, we had roasted fruit, or not roasted fruits. No, we had honey roasted nuts, fruit, cheese. This was a really, we're looking for a bacon jelly, but the store that is around here didn't have a bacon jelly, but we found a really good roasted chutney that was really good with the meat sauce, and then the pickles. And we just had this whole little spread with hummus and crackers and everything else that you can see in the background. And that was kind of my little contribution to his birthday party. And we had, my grandfather's fairly popular, you guys. The amount of cards that we got for him and everything else. Yes, it's a different generation, but yeah, it was a great turnout. I'm exhausted, but it was a great turnout. And we're going to pop into the comments. Hi, Cora. Hello, my dear. You will be in and out dinner time and bedtime, of course. And you have been busting away on getting your scam baiter videos done, your vlogging videos done, your UFC. So if you, and not only that, but finishing, you've been busting butt on all your number counts for your words too. So if you guys haven't already, go check out Cora's channel. She does scam baiter videos. And I swear, I have a running joke now going in my head in regards to one of her videos of no, wait, don't hang up. I haven't, what was, something about, I haven't told you about, I need to burn myself at the stake. Something like that. It was absolutely hilarious. I got to remember, but now I have this running joke in my head of, no, don't hang up. I'm like, you have no idea what I'm going to say next because it's going to be extreme, but it's absolutely hilarious. So I highly recommend going and watching her channel. I'm trekking right along with work, you guys. And since we don't have anybody else popping into the comments to tell us about their work, I am going to mention, once I am finished, which this project is probably going to take a while, but what I'm hoping what will happen is once I finish the project for the Dance Moms React channel, either I'll have a job or some sort of income where I can hire an editor to work on my book with me, because at this point, I need an editor to help me figure out how to, Chat GPT is not working for me. Grammarly didn't work for me. And I've lost the editor that did work for me. So we're going to have to figure something out from there. But in the meantime, I'm going to be trying to find a part-time job and working on the YouTube channel and seeing what comes of it. Also, if you're wondering, is the reaction channel going to be on this channel? No. The reaction channel is actually going to be a whole new channel. And once we have it all set up and organized and ready to go, we will be launching it or announcing it on both of our channels. So just know that it's in the works. It's in the background. You guys are going to hear me talk about it incessantly, probably in these sprints, unless we get other people in here to talk about what they're doing. But, and other good news, I'm happy to say that the little company that tried to copyright before not only failed in their attempt to copyright, but also failed in their attempt to copyright the new timer. So I knew eventually I was going to be like, dude, I'll just prove to you, to YouTube, that I created the song. I have the rights to the song. I literally created it myself. So they can go ahead and try to copyright me all they want. is all I have to say. So, and on that note, we're actually going to bring up, so the next sprint we're going to be doing is a 20-minute sprint, just so you all know. So I'm going to bring this up on the stage. We're going to pause it. We're going to turn the volume up a little bit. So basically, for anybody who's new here, what we do during these little talking point moments is, if you have any braggy brag of work that you want to brag about in regards to getting support or having questions or anything else, throw it in the comments. It's I'm bringing it back. I kind of miss my little community of support and structure. I love my clients, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I liked my group of people that used to come in and brag about their work, and I loved it. So we're going to try to get that back. So if there is anybody out there that's doing their work, throw it in the comments. Let me brag about you. Let me announce you. Let me try to, let me have a little bit to talk about. Because if not, guys, I'm just going to talk about current events. And if you don't want to hear me go off about what just happened to Whoopi Goldberg in The View, I highly recommend you give me other things to talk about. Okay. Anyway, on that note, 20 minutes on the clock. And I will see you all in 20 minutes. In 3, 2, 1. And don't forget to mute. All right, so we're back. I was not as efficient as I necessarily wanted to be that sprint, but that's okay. I ended up getting a refill on my coffee, and considering I live in the basement and it's still a little cold, it's nice to have my coffee back. I did get quite a few screenshots done, and since I hit the full page of the paper, I started naming all the screenshots because I named their timestamps on Arvid and then like a caption to it. The video that I have, let's just say I spent a lot of time doing some learning on Final Cut Pro, and I'm trying to make some professional looking videos. So it's going to have captions, it's going to have voiceover, it's going to have music, it's going to have all sorts of stuff. Like, yeah, we're getting going with it. But a couple people popped in. I butcher American names, so I am not going to even try to butcher your name. So hello and welcome. Gracious greetings to you, Kikila. Hello. Welcome back, my dear. Hope you guys are being productive and efficient and everything else. If not, I get it. It is Friday night at 5 o'clock. Don't be productive and efficient. If anything, drink every time I say make a drinking game out of it, because trust me, you'll be drunk by the end of the stream, guaranteed. I'm a California girl. Do you know how many times I have to prevent myself from saying like? It's so easy for me to like slip into the California accent and be able to do the whole SoCal like clueless, because trust me guys, like there was a time when I totally sounded like this all the time, like all through high school. I mean, they weren't wrong when they kind of got the girls and the way they talked in Clueless. I kind of had to reprogram myself on how to talk, because guys, there was one day when I looked at myself in the mirror and was like, I really sound like the girls on Clueless. So just know, Anyway, I'm still waiting for Cora to reach out to me so that we could do a collab where I can do the whole Valley Girl with scammers, because I would love to recite lines from the movie Clueless to the scammer. Because there's one line where it's like, whatever, if she doesn't do the home assignment, how am I supposed to do my homework? Or what? Or if she doesn't do her homework, how am I supposed to do the assignment? I forget exactly how it words, but I would pull so many quotes from Clueless to get scam baiters going on that. I think it would be so much fun. She keeps talking about wanting to do it, but well, Cora, if you're watching, as if, like, oh my God, like totally as if. Or as if, anyway, it's pretty bad, but there's an idea for you, Cora. So I hope you guys are being able to get some work done. I'm gonna rat a little bit because there's a prediction that I made that just recently came true, and I think it's very interesting because I'm gonna start calling this the Amber Heard reaction, simply because Amber Heard was honestly the start of this whole full momentum. I still think I did a reading for Johnny Depp. I have no way to prove it, but ever since I saw this stuff coming with the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, and I saw that shifting, and then I saw the Girardi case and how that was shifting, and then I saw the Murdaugh case and how that was shifting, and I noticed that coast to coast, not only was Hollywood having to be exposed, but the law firms that usually cover up a lot of this stuff was also being exposed, and then the news articles, especially with the Washington Post with Johnny Depp situation. And now it seems to all of it, like those two cases, it was like a 1-2, and here's the punch. And I've been saying this all the time because I said there was going to be a 1-2 punch. The 1-2 already came. The Justin Bell Dawn and Blake Lively situation is literally encapsulating both situations that happen with the media, with production, with the way the law firms handle things behind the scenes, to the way, like, OMG, you guys. I did not think that when I gave that prediction about how Hollywood is going to be exposed and the downfall of such was going to happen by the end of, like, I think 2004, 2003, or no, it was 2001 or 2002. I said in 3 or 4 years, this was going to happen. Here it's happening, you guys. I always say my angels work in threes, either 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, or 3 years. It's kind of creepy how it happens, but that's how it happens. So it's interesting to me because as well, my angels kept telling me that by June, there will be a full-on shift. Basically, anybody who hasn't taken accountability that needs to take accountability is literally going to get the smack down. The hammer is coming down in June. And there's like today I was actually meditating on it, and they're referencing that you can already see how the hammer is starting to come down for a lot of people. They just don't realize that the final hit is going to hit in June. I'm looking forward to the charts to try to figure out exactly what's going on in June to cause that kind of shift. Right now, I haven't really seen anything. So I'm checking with a couple upper coven members to try to figure out if they see anything. So we'll go from there. However, the next step was that people would start purging from Hollywood. And I found it interesting that Rosie O'Donnell was the first to leave. Now, if you haven't heard, Caroline Levitt, and guys, okay, I'm starting to have a crush on these women, Pam Bondi and Caroline Levitt, that are coming out of, I'm sorry, but dude, watching them do their speeches and just lay the smack down on people, like blonde hair, blue-eyed, gorgeous women putting this, like, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm just attracted to powerful women, but damn. Yeah. I found it very interesting that somebody decided, and I believe it was Carolyn Levitt, it was one of the two, that is now issuing The View, which I warned them about. They are now issuing The View a $800 million lawsuit. So Whoopi Goldberg, in response to this, hopped a plane and took off to, I believe, I could be wrong, but I found it funny, and I'm remembering it because I chuckled about it, to Ireland. I guess her and Rosie O'Donnell are going to bunk up. I don't know. Would it surprise me? Not in the least bit. However, is The View going to survive this lawsuit? No. What I actually see is The View itself, like the name, the branding of The View. No. Unfortunately, they have done to themselves what the comment section with Brett Cooper did to themselves when they fired Brett Cooper, which, why would you fire the person that's in your name? Anyway, I see the same thing happening where basically they're going to have to shut down, like take the entire idea and rebrand it. And here's another hard thing. In order for them to rebrand it, they're going to have to go completely 180 from where they are now. It's going to have to, like, it's truthfully what the basis of The View was, is from what I can hear and what I'm hearing from the other side, it's not going to be able to happen. A lot of these people are going to try to move on to podcasts, and they're going to see just how difficult and horribly they fail in that. And my angels are literally just bringing in names of like Gavin Newsom's like they're using examples of Michelle Obama's podcast, Gavin Newsom's podcast. And now if you guys, they're bringing in, this is very interesting. And they're saying, and segue to that, the way that Hollywood is going to be accepted in the future is shifting. And we see this already with the entire space launch with Katy Perry and Jeff Bezos trying to modernize the appeal for his company that became an absolute and utter PR failure because there's not a single thing about those women or about what they did that is in any way relatable to the common person. I'm sorry, ladies. I know that I remember being in LA, and I often remember like Reality Check hit when I moved to Seattle or Spokane, Washington, when I moved to Gallatin, Tennessee, when I moved to Virginia. Nobody cares. The truth is everybody's struggling. Everybody's been through something. Everybody has survived something. And frankly, they're tired of hearing from a bunch of rich and wealthy people how difficult and how hard life is and how thrilling of an experience it is to survive something that's literally an exaggerated roller coaster ride. I'm sorry, ladies. It was an exaggerated roller coaster ride. It was it was literally the Superman ride at Magic Mountain up to the stratosphere and back. And truthfully, they didn't do anything different than probably a couple thousand people have done already, because That's a sightseeing trip for a lot of people, especially wealthy people. So this is kind of giving also in that regard, wow, they're bringing that in too. In that regard, how Rachel Zegler didn't want to listen to the people, decided to attack her own fans, basically told them what to do. Like, if you don't agree with me, don't come see my movie. And then when they did exactly what she told them to do, she threw a hissy fit about it. And then when we told her all to stop, like when basically corporate had to come in and say, stop telling everybody just what to do and throwing a hissy fit, she had to come in and apologize and basically now beg everybody to go see her movie. While at the same time, Jack Black, who on his PR team, started getting backlash from the very beginning when this movie first came out, when the glimpses and the pre's of this movie, when the prequels or whatever came out of Minecraft, it really didn't get that best of a response. It really didn't. Truthfully, I remember people harping on Minecraft just as hard as people were harping on Snow White. You know what was different? The main character in the movie kept his damn mouth shut. That was the difference. So most people, even people like me, because I'm going to tell you why I remember this. I didn't like the Minecraft movie prequel that I saw. I honestly looked at it and went, why another live action movie? I think they made Jason Momoa and Jack Black look ridiculous. However, here's the thing. I'm not the niche they're going for. I'm not a Minecraft player. I have no idea what Minecraft is. I don't have kids. I don't play video games. So in that regard, yes, Rachel Zegler, this was when you would be correct. My opinion really doesn't freaking matter about Minecraft, does it? No, absolutely not. Hence also why I really haven't given my 2 cents on it, because of the fact that A, I haven't gone and see it, and B, it's not my niche. I'm not going to say anything on it. Snow White, my niche. My niche. I have loved Snow White since day one. Am I a lesbian? Yes. Do I still understand the importance of a Prince Charming for most straight women? Abso-freaking-lutely. Do I understand the importance of a fairy tale like that? Yes. Do I think it was a good story? If you had reinvented it to create a 2025-year princess for the modern age, it would have done phenomenal. But no, not what you had to do, huh? So I gave Jack Black props for keeping his mouth shut. However, there is one recommendation, and I'm going to say that as somebody who worked at a music theater, that worked at a theater and has had to clean theater after people. Please stop throwing your buttered popcorn. And how can you waste buttered popcorn? That is movie theater grade popcorn, y'all. Stop wasting that butter. If you want to waste it, donate it. I will take instead of spending the money on the butter that you're going to throw into the theater, send the money to me. I will gladly go buy some butter, and my mother and I will devour theater buttered popcorn till our heart's content. Don't throw it on the theater floor for people like the young version of me who in high school, 18, 19 years old, how to clean up popcorn. Please. Now, I will say, there are absolutely worse things that you could be cleaning up in a theater other than buttered popcorn. However, at the same time, this is a children's movie. Decency, guys, just general decency. But again, I'm saying that like we have general decency right now, huh? Anyway, Core comes in with someone asked Jack Black why Minecraft movie did so well. He responded that they entertained and didn't get political. Yep, that's exactly what happened. I liked the Minecraft movie, and so did my husband and son. Yeah, but we also play Minecraft. See, and it's people like you. That's the genre that they're appealing to. So boom. They nailed it. And Jack Black is absolutely correct. One of the biggest reasons, because here's the thing, even before Rachel Zegler opened her mouth, I really didn't care about, like, I was going to go see the movie, but I was going to be open. Like, she really did taint the movie with her mouth, with like, and I'm one that you can usually appreciate somebody for their craft and look beyond them as a person. Like I don't care what you do behind your closed doors or discussions you're having with your friends. I can ignore that if the product you're delivering me is good. And that's part of the problem is like I couldn't get past what she said because I mean, I might have even been able to if Snow White had been somewhat good. But that's the problem. It's like every corner of Snow White was just an absolute failure. Absolute failure, from the CGI to the fake grass to the political side of it to the PR to not rain. I mean, and here's my thing. Yeah, Rachel Zegler wants to make a little comment about maybe this will be a lesson on who they hire in the future. Honey, Gal Gadot saved that movie for you. So if there's anybody who should be worried about getting a job in the future, it's you. Because I would pay to see Gal Gadot again. She was amazing in Wonder Woman. Okay. Would I pay to see Rachel Zegler again? No. Actually, I will avoid her movies. And here's the saddest part. I figured I hadn't seen West Side Story yet. I thought to myself, well, you know, if she shuts me up because of Snow White, if I have to shut my mouth because Snow White was good, I will go watch West Side Story. Am I going to seek out any of Rachel Zegler's movies now? No. No interest. None. Snore White. Oh gosh, if you haven't yet, I should find it again. But if you guys haven't yet, especially you, Cora, they have a song to all the comments from the Snow White trailer. It is absolutely hilarious. If you haven't heard it yet, I highly recommend you go and hear it. You will laugh your butt off. There's like 3 or 4 versions now because it was just the comment section got so bad. But literally, you should go on this next sprint, which we're about to jump into. You should go Google it and listen to it. If I want to watch West Side Story, I'll watch the original. Yeah. I went to live in America. Everybody live in America. Anyway, sorry. My mom, she did so many musicals. She wanted to do West Side Story, but she was a middle school teacher and there wasn't a modified version of West Side Story, which I can understand it because once you understand West Side Story, you're like, yeah, how are you going to modify that for middle school without like removing the entire storyline? But yeah, that was like one of the few musicals that my mom really wanted to do, and she couldn't do it because they didn't have a modified version. So real quick, before we jump into this, we're going to, I was going to say we're going to have a couple cracks and pops here. I know it because I was lifting and moving chairs up and down stairs yesterday, and cleaning and yard work for the last 2. Yeah, it's been a busy week. You know, I love family. I love company. I love having people here. But at the same time, once it's all done and over with, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot how much I love my peace. I forgot how much I love having my space and my peace. So we're going to jump into a 20-minute sprint. Cora, your assignment, if you choose to accept it, is to literally go look up that comments song. Because anybody else who needs a really good laugh, go check it out. It's absolutely hilarious. So I will see you all in 20 minutes. All right. And in 3, 2, 1. And don't forget to mute. All right, so that's the end of that sprint. So I had, where's my nose? Amy and Jacob come in and ask for quick card readings. So I'm going to give them some quick card readings. And that's what we're going to do for this little sprint. So Amy, you just wanted a general. So Amy, a general from Miss Amy. Hearing steady pace, keep it going. Okay, so since doesn't seem to be anybody viewing in my room, and Wi-Fi is being stupid. So, okay, so we have Citrine, we have Amber, and I am not going to try to pronounce that worth a darn. I'm sorry about I need to go change that. I'm sorry about that, you guys. I didn't realize that was showing that bad. Number 17. So we have, I'll do it this way. There we go. Citrine, Amber, and we'll remove this. And like I said, I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Okay, so I'm hearing just slow and steady. You're doing good. It's just your instant gratification is a problem these days. I'm just going to put it that way. And I don't think there's many that would disagree. All right, so joyful expressiveness, exuberant happiness, letting go of any and all the negativity. So that's what you've been doing, which is correct. So, and then Amber, number 3. I don't think we've ever had Amber, actually. So hold on. Amber, healing family patterns, releasing karma, preserving the wisdom gained by lessons of the past. So yeah, Amy, it's one of those things where you're not seeing instant results because a lot of the results are on a karmic level, and you'll see them in a long-term effect. But hold on, but this is the stability that we were looking for and hoping for from you in order to have a relationship. So life's on life's terms. Oh, Jolie de Viveri. Jolie de Viveri, an acceptance of our place in the world, heaven on earth, and it's meant to be. So yeah, just slow and steady. Keep going the way you're going. You're doing the right thing. I don't know what has pulled your attention from the relationship side, but I can see whatever it is. It's a positive thing. So keep going with that, Amy. And then Jacob, you just wanted a real quick reading on the stock market. So hold on. Okay, and you wanted these ones. You're always in tune. You love The Nightmare Before Christmas. Or your angels do, either way. Okay, so Jacob. And we're gonna go. Your angels are like, we can't do the whole insider trading information thing. Just cracking me up. However, they can give you a little bit of insight as to whether you made the right decisions recently. So that's where we're going to roll with. Okay, Jacob. They weren't even going to let me recover that one. So that's definitely in the reading. Cards. Jeez. Ooh! Pretty good cards, actually. King of Candles. Justice. And the Emperor. And then you have a Page of Needles. That is the overall effects of the card. So I'm going to read the Page of Needles first because that's the overall effects of the card. All right, so Page of Needles, heads up. Like, what is this? Represents a cunning, curious personality archetype, like lock, shock, and barrel. The Page of Needles has wit and cleverness, but lacks the maturity to realize his way isn't always the best. That might not be good news. But your cards, okay, so basically your angels, okay, oh wow. Because I'm looking at the cards, and the cards are going to give you a different message. But here's the thing: they're referencing this is what we're talking about, between that. There's a fine line between confidence and cocky, and you're starting to cross over the line into cocky. So be careful. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. All right. So we've got the King of Candles, which I've never had him before, so I have no idea what he is. All right, King of Candles. Celebrated leader who focuses on the big picture. Oh, that's so you. That's so you, Jacob. Like a pumpkin king himself, he's a visionary with a knack for bringing people together and inspiring them to work towards a common goal. Yes, you are. Okay, so that is definitely you. So I guess this is confirming that they're like, look, the overall message is to be confident, not cocky, but they are confirming that you're doing the right thing in the right position, man. All right, so Justice. And we'll get back to our sprints here, guys. These are just the last of the few people that had readings left on their card. So because they paid for the prepaid readings, basically. This is what these are people that had prepaid readings left. Where are you, Justice? Come here. There you are. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, so Justice, you're searching for the truth, which isn't always easy. Seek out the views and opinions of others to give you a clearer perspective of what's really going on. If you're in the process of making a big decision, be sure to think about all the possible outcomes and keep future repercussions in mind. Okay, and then the Emperor, which is a good card. Emperor, level-headed ruler, paternal figure who creates order, stability, and routine. Master your confidence, square your shoulders, and get ready to step into a powerful role. Rather than trying to completely reinvent the wheel, rely on structure, order, and practicality to be the best leader. Look at that. So yeah, Jacob, you're fine. It's one of those things where look at the long-term effects, not the short-term. And a lot of, actually, Jacob, this might help you. A lot of my friends that do the stock market, they've actually backed their charts out to like 2000. I think it was, what did Richard do? I think it was 2015. 2010 to 2015. And the reference, and like the way the stock market has changed and how abruptly it's changed since then without anybody saying anything, that's actually what said made him feel better, especially about what's going on right now. So just basically he was like, we've had worse things happen to the stock market throughout just the last like 10-15 years that nobody's mentioned, and we need to stop creating panic about it. So on that note, we're going to be doing one or two few readings here and there, guys, because as the people that prepaid for their readings finish up the last little bit that they have, I told them that they were welcome to come in to like send me a message. I'll do your reading during the live. And yeah, so sorry for all my writer friends who are like, what is going on right now? But that's basically what's going on, is I do have some clients that still have readings that they paid for that I need to finish up. So we're taking care of that. On that note, how did everybody do? Did you get any work done? Nobody's coming in. I'm guessing that Cora is running around like a chicken with her head cut off right now because it's literally putting the little ones to bed right now. So we're going to jump into another 20 minutes. And at the end of that, guys, I'm going to rant a little bit about basically we've got a warning about the weather for the South, and there's a couple other things coming up that we're just going to give you guys a heads up about. So I will see you guys in 20 minutes. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, I might have to reset the timer. Huh? Okay. 3, 2, 1. And All right, everyone, to all my writers and weirdos and everyone else, that is the end of our stream. We're cutting it a little short, but yeah, I'm gonna keep working, guys. But it's just a lot of work for me that I've got to catch up on. Lately, I've actually been staying up until 3 or 4 in the morning to get work done. So, on that note, we're going to end the stream, and I appreciate, first of all, thank you to everybody who has come to see all my streams and to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming and viewing and watching and liking and subscribing and everything else. To my replay crew, I love you. I see those numbers. I do appreciate it. I haven't thanked you in a minute, so I just wanted to thank you. And for anybody who's new here, we have an ending cheers, so go ahead and pick up your glass because, guys, I want to end you on a good note, especially going into the weekend. So may your angels be strong, may your energies be positive, and may karma be ever in your favor. And I will see you guys on Monday. Bye.